virus, for example. You know that's a problem people email speak about, I'm sure. They have a computer virus. So what you can do is you can go to Google and go search for Google Keyword Tool, and that's primarily the tool I'll be talking about today. And so if you search, and the reason I recommend that you search for it is because the URL is very long. So just search for it, it's going to always come up first. And this is what it looks like. And you may not see it. I try to capture the whole screen. But if you'll notice at the very top, it's actually a product of AdWords. AdWords is a product that Google makes where you can create advertising campaigns where you can bid on certain keywords. And that way you appear in the advertisement or the sponsored ads on Google when people are doing search. Are you familiar with this? Okay. So, but this is a tool they provide for free as a research tool. You can be signed in. You don't have to be signed into AdWords. So you don't have to be doing advertising. But if you do have an account, it's useful to be signed in because they give you other features. They give you additional keyword ideas. Whereas if you're not signed in, they only give you 100, which is still quite a bit of keywords. So what I'd like to highlight first is, and you'll notice that I typed in the search area here computer virus because that's a problem. Okay, you know that people have computer viruses, for example. On the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, you'll notice a little title that says match types, and there's 2 different keyword match types. There's a broad one, there's an exact, and there's phrase. Okay, so and below I've defined them because this is very important as you're doing research. If you're trying to define the keyword, having that particular one, the match type, is very important. The broad one, it's just the volume of all the different keywords that have virus, that has computer, that has computer virus, that has virus in a computer. So it's just having those 2 words in a specific keyword. So it can be very general. And you'll see in this box, they'll give you the search volume, the global and the local monthly search volumes. I apologize, I thought this would come out more clear, but so you'll notice that in the first one is the broad match, and there's 820,000 global monthly searches, or 201,000. That's a lot of traffic. That's a lot of searches people are typing for that keyword, right? The second type of a match is exact, and what that means is that how many people are searching for computer virus only, okay? And you notice that there are 40,000 people globally, or 12,000 local monthly searches. So every month, 12,000 people type computer virus in their Google. Yes?
When it's local, what does that mean?
Depends on your settings. It's mostly, it depends on how you define it into your settings. Okay. If it's the US, whether it's the North America, so that's a local, maybe it's the language.
I was just assuming it was Tucson when I've been using it.
It depends on
this where you can change that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just,
down below you've got phrase and
Yes.
close. But is it reading computer virus as a phrase?
It is.
Exactly, but you didn't put the quote. Does that matter? That much?
It does. The phrase, it does computer virus, but it can add words before or after it. Okay? So for example, how to fix a computer virus on my computer, that keyword, if someone's searching for that keyword, it will show up as somebody searching for the phrase computer virus. Yes?
Does it matter up where you put the keyword that when you're starting your search, it asks for your website?
No, that's not.
Is that worth?
No, that's if you're searching for information on a specific website. That's not necessarily your own website.
Okay.
No, I usually just leave that.
Yeah, so
Okay, and you'll notice that makes sense. The exact phrase, how many people are searching for computer virus only, it has the least amount of traffic, right, 12,000, okay, versus anybody searching for computer virus in a phrase, there's about 90,000 search volume, right, so 90,000 times, which is a lot more, but I'll talk in a second, but it's important to be very specific about which keyword you're targeting, and I'll talk about why that is. And then anybody who's using the terms computer and virus in a search phrase, you'd expect a lot more searches to be, people to be using those words in a keyword, and that's why you have such a high number. Is anybody following? Anybody following what I'm saying?
excuse me.
The competition is something you can ignore if you're doing this as a keyword tool. Okay, if you're just trying to identify keywords, you can ignore the competition because the competition refers to the AdWords competition. So if somebody is bidding, if a ton of people are bidding on that particular keyword, you'll see that it has a very high competition. But because you're doing keyword research, you're not interested in the AdWords system, you're interested in the keyword itself, how many people are searching for that keyword. And we already covered the difference between global and local monthly searches. That depends on your target audience. If you're interested in Tucson customers only, then you want to define your local region as Tucson or the US or maybe Southwest, something like that. But if you have a worldwide audience, then maybe you want to have global audience, global markets.
Where is it that you make that change? Is that in your profile or?
In the advanced options and filters.
Oh, okay.
Oops. And you'll see that right now it's locations United States, English, and devices, any desktop or laptop.
That's for yours then?
So this is just what
Okay.
I'm actually not logged in. So this is just a screenshot from
Okay,
the
that's-
public-facing server.
But I was just saying it's a screenshot from your computer,
Yes.
so it's probably your setting.
Yes. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions about the different things, different keywords, different keyword match types? Susan?
So you entered a problem.
Yes.
Okay. So I wouldn't enter, so I have to think of some problems that my customers have versus.
Yeah, and the reason why you can think of it in terms of a problem is if I have a virus on my computer, I'm not going to necessarily look for, well, I may look for computer repair, right? But my problem that I'm having, the information I'm looking for is computer virus. And typically blog posts would contain information. Maybe at the very end, you're asking them, well, if you need more help, please contact us here or please email us, right? So you're selling at the very bottom that really, for a blog post, you're addressing information, you're addressing problems people have. Okay?
Give me an example between phrase and exact.
Yes.
If you did it already, I missed it, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. So a phrase would be a keyword that contains computer virus. So if someone is typing, I think I mentioned that, how to fix a computer virus on my computer, that's the keyword volume for that keyword, it would be included in the match type phrase because it does contain computer virus, right? Whereas if somebody only typed computer virus, only typed that,
Just
that'd
that
be
two
the exact-
words.
Yes, those two words.
Okay.
Yes.
So is a mobile device search totally separate from this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can filter that. You can see what people are searching for on a mobile device. But that's a great point. But then it depends again what you're trying to do. Because if you're searching for people who are on mobile devices, you're interested to see someone on a mobile device how they could potentially reach your blog or your website. Whereas in this sense, you're talking about information. What are people searching for in general? So you can actually add mobile devices because sometimes people search for problems on their mobile. They use their mobile device primarily for browsing and searching. Yeah.
And for Steve, if people are having problems on their computer and it's not working, they're probably going to search on their mobile device.
That's true.
Good point.
For you, Steve.
Yeah,
So below that, so you'll notice the previous page, you'll start, the box that I highlighted in red is giving you the search volume for the keywords that you entered, right? But they also are very nice to give you keyword ideas below that, okay? And if you're not signed in, they give you 100, and if you are signed in, they give you 5 or 800, something like that. So the keyword ideas, so yeah, what I do is, so you search for the problem, now see what Google thinks are related keywords, right? So now they're giving you more information as, okay, if someone typed computer virus, here are some related keywords for computer virus, right? So you can browse the list, but I just for an example's sake, I saw a search volume here, or a keyword that is, what is a computer virus, right? So that may be a good keyword, that may not be a good keyword to target for, right? But again, it's related to the problem, which someone is having computer virus, and maybe they're trying to do a search on what is a computer virus, like they're trying to figure out if they even have that problem or not, okay? And you notice that there are 2,900 monthly searches in the US. 2,900 times people are searching for what is a computer virus. So again, you can make a decision, is that a good keyword or not? based on your content, whether you want to spend time to define what a computer virus is, and then in the end you can pre-sell them, and maybe if they have a problem, they can contact you. Okay?
Isn't 2,900 pretty low?
It's not. Again, it depends.
Really?
And one of the things I'll mention in the next slide, or maybe 2 slides, is that, you know, for a blog post, ideally you want to target one keyword. Okay, so if you're going to write one blog post, it's okay to have 2,900, because if you're the top, you know, Google search result for that keyword, then you're going to get maybe 50% of those clicks. So that's additional traffic for that blog post only. Right? So if you know,
I'm probably jumping ahead here, but you could use that as your title, the subject,
well, you would include that in the templates.
with that exact one.
Yeah. So now you find, okay, well, 2,900, that's probably a good amount of traffic. Maybe I want to target that. So you want to see the competition. If I try to optimize my website or that particular blog post for that keyword, how many other pages am I competing with? Okay. So there's 2 ways you can do this. The first one, which is just to type into Google, what is a computer virus? And you'll notice that there are 31 million other pages. Okay. So that may be a kind of a strong competition, but really what Google does is that it doesn't just search for that keyword phrase, it searches for relevant keywords to that particular phrase. So this is not actually the best method to search if you're trying to find out how much competition, because you're trying to figure out how many other people are targeting that specific phrase. That's that exact phrase. What is a computer virus? Okay? So now let's do what's called a quoted search result. So you're telling Google, I want to search for all the pages that have what is a computer virus in quotes. Okay, so it has to have that exact match. Okay? And then you'll notice that there are 17 million pages. So that's a little better, but still pretty high. Okay, but now I have a question for you guys. So that's a lot, but should you trust that? You know, honestly, in the beginning I said, yes, why not trust that? But actually, I read this somewhere that it's not true. And I'll show you exactly why. And I'm really not sure if Google does this on purpose or not, but that number is actually not accurate. So what is a computer virus? When I search for that, you know, when you have, depends on your settings, but you have 10 search results per page. So what I did was go down to the very bottom and clicked on 10, okay, and then it gave me 14. So I clicked on 14. It gave me, 18 pages. I clicked on 18. I kept doing that until it stopped, okay. And I know this can be tricky because you can spend, but it really took me a minute because I wanted to test this out, okay. And when I clicked on page 43, okay, it told me this was the last one, and you can see that page 43, this is it, there's no more search results, right? So there's only 422 pages that have, only 422 results, and I have no idea why Google does that. I'm really not sure whether it's,
So the
They don't think
numbers are
anybody's gonna
crazy.
do that.
well, but it's out there. I mean, I read this somewhere, so, and maybe they're doing it on purpose, maybe it's some flaw in their system, but, so when you type it in quotes,
Subliminal messaging.
That's interesting.
what's that?
Subliminal messaging making you think it's popular.
Maybe.
Feeling
But most people don't do that search though. So I wonder if it's a way to kind of deter people from, I'm not sure, I can't comment on that, but anyway, so that was like, I'm sorry?
They're watching.
I know. That's why I think Google is a
They're
wonderful
looking
company.
in, they're looking at.
They're the best.
So where do you